Morning, everyone. This is Barry Fair with you, commencing another day, and this is episode 3. Today, on episode 3 of the Daily Wraps, I'd like to tell you how my jam tasted and how beautiful it was. But before I do that, I'd like to recap on yesterday's show that I did on episode 2. Now, on episode 2, we talked about the importance of making jam and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Now, the importance of making jam, guys, you must keep your eye on the stove at all times and keep an eye on the fruit that you are cooking with and the sugar. And make sure that you know how much sugar you are putting in, and make sure that you read the instructions on how to use the jam setter. Now, a jam setter, guys, is like a sugar, and that contains pectin. Now, you probably have seen pectin in the shops, okay, and a jam setter, okay. So if you're thinking of making some jam, guys, read the ingredients in your cookbook and what to do and what not to do and what equipment to use if you are making jam, because there are do's and don'ts about making homemade jam, and it's important to read the instructions on how to make the jam correctly and make sure that it is set properly before you put the jam in the jar. Now, it's fun to make jam, like I said yesterday on the show, but with the jars and that, you've got to sterilize your jars first and make sure that you rinse them in hot water and remove the old labels before you put the hot jam in, because using unsterilized jars, guys, okay, it's not good and it's not hygienic. And make sure that you never use cracked, unsterilized jars, and make sure that you have good fitting lids when you are making homemade jam. Because if you are making homemade jam, guys, make sure that you have clean, sterilized jars with fitting lids, okay? And make sure that they are not cracked before you put the jam in, because if the jars are cracked and unsterilized, unsterilized, guys, then it's not good. You cannot use unsterilized jars for jam making, and that's not how jam making works. Okay, so if you're thinking of starting to make your jam early in the morning, okay, make sure that you put your fruit that you brought into the fridge, okay, overnight, so that it doesn't go off, because the fruit must be fresh, guys. I said this in a video yesterday, also on the show. So the secret to making homemade jam, okay, you must read the instructions and the ingredients properly and work out how much sugar you need to put in per cup of jam and how much fruit you will need for the jam you are making, whether it's strawberries, blackberries, oranges, uh, um, mango, you name it. Because it's no good assuming that you know what what fruit to use. So guys, this is important because if you're going to make homemade jam, it has to be done the right way. Okay, because if you make jam the wrong way, it won't taste good because it could be that you didn't add enough pectin or sugar or water or lemon juice, whatever. So be really careful about how much sugar you are putting in, how much pectin, how much water, that sort of thing. Okay, because with jam making, like I said yesterday, you really have to pay attention to this and never take your eyes off the stove. Keep an eye on it and don't let the kids touch the hot pans because if they grab the pans, okay, they could knock the pan off the stove and the boiling contents onto themselves, and they could burn themselves pretty badly, and you don't want that to happen. So jam making, you really have to sit down and go through the ingredients and the instructions on how to make the jam because you don't want to go wrong with the jam, guys. So before you start to make the jam, make sure that you measure everything and don't assume that you've got enough of everything because you may think, oh, I haven't got enough strawberries or I haven't got enough blackberries or apricots or whatever. So really do be careful, guys. Be aware, guys, of how much sugar you need, how much fruit you need, how much lemon juice, you name it. So if you're thinking of making homemade jam with your clients at one of the group houses, okay, get the managers to purchase the ingredients for you and you can make some homemade jam. And like I said, I really enjoyed making my homemade jam yesterday and it was really good and I was really excited to make it. And I can't wait for the next jam making session. I told the staff yesterday that I would like to make jam again, and I can't wait to taste the marmalade either. So I really put in a lot of effort in making that homemade jam yesterday, and I had fun making it. And it was a great way to spend a Queen's birthday holiday Monday. Coming up next on episode 3, how to make homemade scones. You are watching the Barry Beer Wraps. The time is nearly 8:45 here on Tuesday morning. Welcome back to episode 3. Now on episode 3, I'd like to tell you about scones. Now, who loves homemade scones here? Let me know down below here. And how do you make homemade scones? Well, you put flour, some butter, some salt, some milk, and for those who are lactose intolerant like I am, you can put almond milk, soy milk, lactose-free milk, anything. And if you would like to add some dried fruit to the mixture, you can do that too, and all that. So what you do is mix all the ingredients together, and then put the mixture out on a board, and then you shape the mixture into scones using a scone cutter. Now look up on how to make your favorite homemade scones, and you can serve them with your favorite homemade jam. So I'm going to ask the staff whether we can make some homemade scones to go with the homemade jam, because scones with jam and cream, guys, for morning tea, you just can't go wrong. And if you would like a savory version of homemade scones, like ham and cheese or bacon and sun-dried tomatoes, or there are so many varieties of scones that you can make here. And scones are perfect for the kids' lunch boxes. Make a big batch of scones too, and even freeze them. And like as I said, put a scone in the kids' lunch boxes and place some biscuits and chips. Okay, so if you're wanting to make some scones to go with your homemade jam, why not hop to it? Look up a recipe for your favorite scones and get the kids involved as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, the time is coming up to 10 to 9. Coming up now, um, a road safety message. This is episode 3. This is episode 3 of the Daily Wraps with Barry Beer. Good morning. Thanks for joining me here on the show in the studio today. And, and now I would like to tell you about taking care on the roads now that the restrictions are eased. Okay, it's fun to go traveling on the road now that the restrictions are eased. But guys, there are a few things that you need to consider. Okay? Always wear your seatbelt, don't exceed the speed limit, and do not overtake a turning vehicle such as a bus, because there could be a very nasty accident, and you don't want to end up in the Westpac rescue chopper. And take your time getting to your destination too, because there is no such thing as safe speeding on any road around Australia. Because safe speeding, like I've just said, there is no such thing as safe speeding. Because if you speed to get to your destination, guys, you know what will happen. Because I said this on my old channel, and you can go bang, or flip over like a pancake. And don't use your mobile phone either, because it is a very dangerous thing to do. So always keep your eyes on the road, and pay attention. And if an emergency service vehicle like the ambulance or the fire brigade or the police need to get through to get to an accident scene, pull over to the side of the road and make sure that you leave emergency service vehicles enough room to get through so they can get to wherever they are going. That is the most important thing. So never ever do anything stupid on those roads, because you only have the one life out on that road, guys. So don't waste it by doing something stupid. So to avoid ending up in hospital or in the chopper or with the paramedics, play it safe on the road, guys. And when you're out there on the roads, please take it easy. Well, that concludes the first part of episode 3 today. Coming up later on episode 3 of the Daily Wraps, I'd like to talk about a bit of the lockdown and how it has affected me. So stay tuned for the second part of episode 3 coming up later on the show. The time now is 8 minutes to 9 on Tuesday morning, so don't go away. I will be back later on with the continuation of episode 3. You're watching the Daily Wraps. Thanks for joining me for part 1 of episode 3 on the Daily Wraps. I'm Barry Fair. There will be more of episode 3 later today, so don't go away. Enjoy your Tuesday morning, and I will see you later today for the continuation of episode 3.